So what they've done is, if you wanna continue receiving mail, here's the cost for that. So
Yeah.
there is a cost
Right,
to the.
and so like the Barclay Neighborhood Association, which I'm part of, we don't have resources, we don't have dues. And so we don't have the luxury of being able to mail. And so we depend on email because it's free. And we have a Facebook page and a website page. And those are our official forms of communication, so, yes.
Just to add to what Ken was asking about the extra cost beyond the 44 cents, right now, each of the directors and our treasurer are printing on our own paper with our own ink and hand delivering to the neighbors. So we're saving some money that way too. We're trying to lower our costs every way we can, and we're absorbing the cost of
On behalf
the
of the
minimal
residents,
cost.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the direction we're going.
Oh, could you,
Yes?
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you, but, you mentioned about a bylaws task force. I think you called it a subcommittee or something, but if it's a task force, cause it's only meeting once or twice.
Yep.
When were you anticipating that would meet, maybe in January or sort of after the holidays sometime?
Yeah, end of January and first part of February, so like
Cause I wonder if there's anybody here that would wanna be on that.
2 hours, 2 nights, probably 2 weeks apart, something like that.
No?
Okay,
Oh dear.
well, I'll decide out of all the people, I'll decide.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Hooray!
Hey.
We got another one.
Huh?
We
Good,
got
good.
another one. Let's get another one.
All right,
Good.
that's two, that's 3 of us, and if a 4th person wants to join in, that's great. But the 3 of us can get it done, I'm sure, so that's cool. So I'll contact you, let you know what date works for me, and then you can check your schedules and we'll coordinate the days.
Oh, good, thanks.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well,
I
if we
don't
have that, then
anticipate-
it'll get done.
Yeah, I don't anticipate spending a lot of time on it, so. Okay, so this is what we'd use the email for. We talked about all that. Email address. The last few people we still need to collect email addresses from, and Jim knows who they are.
Yep.
And so if you've talked to your neighbors at all and you let them know that that's the direction we're going, and they become aware that they haven't sent us their email address, or you're using a new email address and you don't think we have your current one, please get us up to speed on it, okay? So, so the website, that's another area where we worked this year. This is what the old website used to look like, okay? And this is what the new website looks like. And I find it pretty intuitive. I mean, pretty easy to navigate around. I don't go there a lot, and yet when I do, I can get right to the things that I'm looking for. For the sake of time, we'll just jump in there really quick. Hey, there it is.
Cool.
Okay, so that's our website. Where should I go, Jim?
Well, you could go to the more section, and we've got major subjects along the top, usually the most current stuff.
Okay,
Like-
so, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead. Narrow.
like member poll, Halloween contest, which is still open for costume contest. The bulletin board, that's a new page. You can go to the bulletin board.
So this is the member poll.
Yep, and we've got a copy of it.
Okay.
Everyone's gotten
So
that
everybody
today,
got one of those.
right?
This is right from our website, member poll.
Some
And
have
it's-
already taken it who are here today. Thank you very much.
So what you would like us to do next year, where's the social events?
It's in there.
Somebody.
Second group. What
somebody click on
activities?
Wine tasting
That's under other.
yeah. So. All right.
And then
how
you
do I
go
get
to,
the,
you can go to bulletin board for, I envision if people have some issue they'd like to share with the community, this is a marvelous place to post it. Like we have one neighbor who had a need for exercise equipment for her husband who couldn't walk in the bad weather and so on. So I posted a redacted confidential, version of her query, and she's already got the equipment that she needs. So if you've got something that you'd like to post up there, feel free. This is for everybody. Oh, that's the Santa Claus.
Another neighbor lost her dog,
Oh, that's right. Yep,
and that went out by email and also was posted on the website.
yep. And this is the last year's Project Santa Claus.
What's that?
Pardon?
Oh, that's the,
Who-
The new people on
South Pebble.
South
That just
Pebble, and they're little,
No, it's downloading
I think it's a
from,
wiener dog or something.
it's downloading a
Found out.
movie,
But they
Bob.
found,
That's gonna use a lot of memory.
because of that, one of the neighbors called, and
Yeah.
they found,
This is a YouTube movie that's downloading. There's like 15-minute clips of, like Myron's house. You know, he won last year. He got a gift certificate from Hardware Sales for the outstanding Christmas decoration. But those are on the website, so you can go and see a little 30-second clip of everybody's, of at least the houses that were really gussied up last year. I wouldn't bother with it, Bob, because it takes too long to download it from YouTube. Yeah, and there's Project Santa Claus.
Oh, I see, so would this be something?
That's last year's. That's the same thing. That's the movie.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
don't do
I
it.
probably don't wanna do too many
Yeah,
of those.
that's a
Yeah,
movie.
don't keep
They're gonna
going.
take up your time. And then go to the More section, and you'll notice that there's all these other topics in there,
Yeah.
including, we've always got the, under the Board of Directors, we've got all the financials, we've got all the meeting minutes, along with whatever documents were presented in those meetings, and so on.
Okay, so there's,
That's it, no, that's all right, let them do it, anyway, that's fine. And then we've also got, some special sections in there, like Neighborhood Watch. We have the monthly, and I usually have links to those subsections from the homepage.
did I just slow it way down?
Yeah, that's, whenever you do that, those are the
Okay.
minutes.
So those are the meeting minutes
Right.
from all of our board meetings?
You could pick any meeting minute and click on it, and you'll see the minutes for that
So
meeting.
what did we do in February?
Well, we'll find out. Apparently we met. Anyway, the police department sends out a neighborhood watch newsletter for all the neighborhood watch groups. And I've got that on our homepage too.
Okay, so
Along with
there's
safety
what,
kit.
there's a sample of what our meeting minutes would look like, if you wanna see what we talked about. And if we approved anything, we don't always approve things, but we do talk about things. Here, decision, adult barbecue, BYOB, look at that. Yeah.
No, that was discussion. It wasn't decision.
Oh, discussion, well, whatever. Alright, so anyway, so that's our website, it's pretty cool.
Oh, and we also have the garden gnomes are on the homepage all the time too. I have running stories about Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, the garden gnomes. If you scroll down on the homepage, just go down a couple.
Down here?
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah, there's those
There you go.
Okay.
They're in their
So,
Halloween outfits.
So there's some fun stuff on there, and we can put more on there, you know, you just let us know what you wanna see.
Or write something, please.
Yeah,
turned out really good, lots of information on there. I think we should give Jim a hand.
Yes.
He's done a
Okay.
great job with that website.
yeah, and I gotta tell you, I have access to put stuff on here and make changes and do things, but I don't do it. Jim does it all, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, so give us feedback, let us know what you want, and, we'll keep going those directions.
I think it's interesting with all the work that Jim has done, the cost of this per year is, I think it's under $200, isn't it? It's
It's
very,
like-
very low cost to have
I
this
think
good
it's-
information.
Total of like $280 for all of it.
Yeah, so,
Pardon? Yep, we've got a page on it. Go up there to under more. We actually have website traffic page.
I'm out.
Oh, okay,
I'm out.
okay.
That's fine.
You can go to the website traffic page under the more section, and it will show you, I'm posted every month or so. I mean, you wouldn't believe the numbers. It's like 80,000 hits on this page. Unbelievable. And a lot of them are repeat hits. They're people who coming back and coming back and coming back. We could sell advertising if we had something to sell here.
Okay, so that's the website, we wanna get more use out of it, so give us feedback. So volunteers, looks like I got the bylaws one filled up, so that's cool. And definitely the community events, everybody feel like that's a good return on their investment, is to have the social events and community events. I think, I mean, you know, we're a homeowners association, what else can we do? I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so, talk to your neighbors about helping participate in those things, and, watch the website, and even if you just see us working out in some of the community areas, and you feel like getting dirty, just join in, it's a lot of fun. Okay, so, board of directors, anybody not want to be, at risk of being reelected again? Laura, keep your hands down. No, really, if you don't want to, that's fine. Okay, so I'll run again, and I haven't heard from anybody that doesn't want to be reelected. Does anybody want to appoint somebody else to be a member of our board, or be a member themselves and want to appoint themselves? To be a
I would
member of
like
our-
to appoint Warren Rosenthal
Okay.
for president.
Okay.
No.
Okay. And, okay, so it is a bit of a commitment, cause it's every month we meet, and we do take emails and phone calls and all that kind of stuff, but we split it amongst all of us, so it's not a burden. But if you wanna participate, but you don't wanna commit to the time that it takes to be a director or a member of the board, you can sure participate in the form of a committee or a task force. Some of our committees only last, like if you were doing an event, you would only participate a few weeks leading into an event, and then you'd be done. If you were doing grounds, you know, you only have to show up on the day we're actually doing something. But you can always feel free to come to a board meeting and participate that way. Okay, you don't even have to be a board member or anything, could be a neighbor. Show up to board meetings, and participate. So, are we really gonna be the same board this year as we were last year? Okay, so,
Oh, were you asking for a vote?
yeah.
Oh,
No, so if somebody wants to make a motion, we can accept the board and continue on, as this neighborhood has a tendency to continue on that same way. I think Warren was the leader for like 9 years or something.
oh, geez.
And
now
no,
I'm
you don't
scared.
have to, I'm not saying that it's gonna be 9 years, okay? But, I'm happy to go one more year. Do we wanna take a vote, anybody wanna make a motion to either?
I make a
add-
motion, we hold tight and long and keep them here.
Um,
I'll second that.
Okay, so do we want, are we voting that we're just gonna receive the board, by acclamation, and we're gonna be, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so we have one opposed. Okay, so please, we'll, do it again, but please participate. The board meetings are, scheduled monthly, typically the, help me out, what,
Second Tuesday.
Tuesday of the month.
Second Tuesday of the month, so you can plan ahead, months in advance. But if you have agenda items, send them, and if you wanna participate, we really love to have people
Sometimes
participate.
it's at 6 and sometimes it's at 7.
Yeah, depends on when we're at the ball game.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's what I have. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, did I not have a new business page in there? Yep, okay, so before we, do that, we can go to new business.
I would like to request, the landscape committee take a look at the meetings, and there's some holes for trees. I don't know what happened to them, but if you look,
That section between our exit and the school,
no,
Is that-
actually, well, those are kind of weak, but the section between, that runs parallel west, the south and the west. If you count the spacing, there's a couple holes in there, and I think the trees either blew over or got hit or something. They're missing. I don't know if we can replace them with.
Are these the ones on, Chandler?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we've looked at that, Amy, and the kids at the high school pulled them down. And I think we might be,
two separate times.
Yeah.
One went once.
yeah,
Well, that's in
Yeah.
the north end, I'm talking about the south end. The north end are those newer trees, the south end, if you look behind, is it Cheney's home?
this the one close to, the high school?
No.
No, heading
The other
towards,
one, the other one.
heading up
Cindy's house.
Chandler.
Behind Cindy's house, there's a
Okay.
couple holes in.
Oh, yeah, let's
Oh,
In the
okay, I'll take a look at that.
I,
In the
I,
center, there's a
On
couple
Chandler
trees
Parkway.
missing,
Yeah.
and it just, the uniformity is just.
You know, I'd really like to thank you too for giving us a heads up, like you guys walk the dog on that, and you've been very helpful in giving us a heads up when something happens and we can be right on top
There's a
of
couple
it.
trees too, like I get hit in the eye at night,
Oh,
you know, like it's on some farm that way, the ones you trimmed on the sidewalk, and I could just like.
could you send me an email?
Because you don't realize it when you're in the daylight, but at night you're looking down at it.
okay, so even though those aren't community trees, we can still address it because, the city has a requirement for how high your branches have to be.
8 feet over the sidewalk.
Overhanging the sidewalk, so they have to be 8 feet and we can deal with that without, you know.
And I know you guys, I think I reported too that I tried to get the city to do something about that landscaping on the west side of Chandler Parkway. It's really terrible. And come to find out, they actually told me that they had turned it into a police statue. But Mr. DaCosta and his son, who live on the last home on the fifth side of the home, he actually mowed that all himself.
I wondered.
Because he did
I saw him doing it, yes.
A razor bladed, like a weed whacker, but with a metal blade.
Yeah, well, it really worked, I mean,
It did work,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's.
You should send Patrick Huey the bill.
Exactly.
You can have lunch with me.
I've had enough
Yeah.
lunches with him.
So that we can thank him, he's the guy that has the rocks down there that just kind of, dedicates his granddaughter to the.
he hits the golf balls down.
Yeah,
Does he go
Oh.
fetch those?
He
He
does.
does.
He
Is
has
that what
a
he-
flag below his house.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, cause I see him in the morning, smacking golf
Oh,
balls. with the
oh,
ball.
that's right, that's right.
His son and daughter-in-law lived there with them, and their son helped them do that, so it's just amazing that.
So, Warren, there was new business that I had on my
Yeah.
notes, but you wanna,
I had just a couple of things. Someone has chosen to write the name of a common household pet on the W of our stainless steel Woodside sign.
Oh.
What?
And I don't know who to talk to about this, so I don't, it's so far, it's just one little corner of the W. So if we could look into that and figure that out, that'd be great. And Ron, the pathway on West Hills, from the park down to West Hills, is bleeding gravel again, and I have seen
Yeah.
water coming
Oh.
from the neighbor's property. These people are responsible. There's nothing that you guys can do that will solve this problem if they don't stop the leak.
yeah, so that, let me bring that up for everybody. We've addressed that, situation already this year. But it will involve, a little bit of work on behalf of, WCA to remedy that issue.
It's in the past minutes too. We've
Right,
discussed it
so-
quite a
but
few times.
We're gonna continue to
Yep.
address it. It can only be addressed when it washes out,
Yeah.
because any contractors that look at it wanna see it washing out. And so we have to let it wash out so you're saying it's currently
Well,
washed out?
Walking the dog has its pluses and minuses. In one downpour, I saw water pouring out from under the bushes. I mean, literally pouring out. It looks like the gutter drain from that house is open to a leak through underneath the lawn, and this is where it comes out. It's their responsibility, and I could show you where it leaked from so that you would be able to more specifically point it to them, because you
Yeah.
guys can't fix everything.
Well, no, but when it's happening, that's when we wanna see it.
Yeah.
So
When
maybe,
you've got time on a good day, just give me a call, we'll go over there and look at it together.
When you say a good day, does that mean when it's pouring down rain?
No, when it's halfway decent outside.
yeah,
We'll
but then,
look at it.
but then what you might wanna do, Ron, is when it is pouring down rain, maybe take this little camera
Yeah.
thing over
Yeah.
there.
Film
and-
it.
So that you can show a contractor exactly
Yeah.
how it's, and then they can develop the source and figure out
Yeah.
what the cure is.
We've got a bid coming in from a contractor that, I've told them to be very careful because this is an ongoing problem, but I said, I want it guaranteed. And he's promised to give us a price on a guaranteed fix to the problem, but before he does that, now I'd like you and I to get together and see where you think it's coming from.
Neighbor's
Show
rain
him.
gutters.
Yeah.
Hey, if that's it, that's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Just
there
plug
was,
up the
there
ring.
was,
Yeah.
we had a question about communications and representation, and this has happened to me personally in my business life, where I just had to finish dealing with this, and that is whether or not a board member, speaks on behalf of the neighborhood association when they're talking to somebody publicly. Which means like if a reporter contacts you or anything like that. And typically, a person would not, represent, in our board, a person would not be expected to represent the neighborhood or speak on behalf of the neighborhood or any specific neighbors unless it was board action. In other words, we had some action of the board, for instance, if we're gonna, repair the washout on the trail, I would expect Ron to be able to speak on behalf of the membership and the board, negotiating with the contractor. But other than those specific situations, we don't typically speak on behalf of an individual neighbor, or as a representative of the neighborhood. For instance, Jim and a bunch of neighbors up along Northridge Park have had, limbs, this horrible windstorm, limbs have damaged fences and everything else along there. And those neighbors have band together and got some action out of the, city.
Yep.
They were very responsive, and they're taking care of business up there, which is great. But that's a neighbor thing and not a neighborhood thing. And so that's how we act, and that's how we are typically gonna respond to individual items that are not, specific to the neighborhood association. The tree that you bump into when you're out for a walk, okay, that's a civil thing. Any citizen can call that in and have it, taken care of by the city, because it's a 8-foot, right of way there for the sidewalk. And so, but as your board member, I'm happy to make that call, that's not a big deal. But any individual could do it, and so when I make that call, I'm not representing the neighborhood, I'm just a neighbor with a problem with the city. So that's how that would work.
Well, but I think so, though, Kathy made a remark earlier about the sidewalk in front of your place. I think it would help too if you could, zip an email or something to either Bob or myself or Ron, because when we are in touch with the city, then we can give them several things at once. It could go both ways. You can contact them directly, and then we can also contact them so that we get a double.
And the sidewalk's a touchy issue. One, I wanna know if you've had talk with the city, because it's likely that those trees are our responsibility, and so it may start out as a city problem, but it may end up to be partly a neighborhood problem. So we need to be communicating with that specifically. But in general, if it's a city-related issue, something like that, we're not gonna represent the neighborhood, unless it's a board decision. So specific neighbors, we're happy to do it.
I did notify the city concerning the sidewalk on our corner lot, which people have tripped over. I've had to form first aid and call 911, et cetera.
Yeah, we need to get that fixed, yes.
Yeah.
The city told me that there's been such, decrease in budget cuts, and the poor guy said, I can promise you there are sidewalks that are so much worse than that.
And there are, if you,
We will get to it when we can.
where I run, which is up around our neighborhood, or out of our neighborhood and up Barclay and around the other end through Tweed 20. All of those sidewalks, if you go up Barclay Boulevard, all those sidewalks are lifting by the trees and stuff. So they have a lot, and they've ground those. They had some kind of grinder on them. You can see where the concrete's been ground. But we'll just keep working on them. They'll take care of it. I mean, that's part of their responsibility. So. Go ahead.
Good.
No, I was gonna switch gears.
Who maintains the path between North Heather and Falcon High School that I just took tonight? And the one that goes to the bus that runs down the cloud?
That's the city,
Yeah, that's a,
the city does
p-
that, and they
power-
didn't even know that that was their responsibility until
Oh.
we got them onto it.
it's a right of way that was deeded for the utilities, I believe. So we're running a little bit late, but I just wanna spend about 30 seconds on, the Barkley Neighborhood Association, so I'm gonna throw a little punt in here. The Barkley Neighborhood Association meets every month as well. We have board meetings at the public library in Barkley. And we've actually had a hot issue that's been kind of fun over the last few months, which is the new theater going in the Barkley area. If you're not familiar with it, it's a big project. And it's like a 16-plex, which seems odd for a village atmosphere where you're supposed to walk and ride bikes and everything to and from your stores. To fill up a 16-plex full of people walking and biking, that'd be a lot of pedestrians on the road. Chances are people are gonna come from all over the community to go to that 16-plex theater. And so the neighbors who live there, picture a 16-plex theater on where Northridge Park is. Okay, so that's how the neighbors are feeling down there in those St. Paul and those areas. And so it's been kind of a fun year with the Barkley Neighborhood Association and dealing with the theater going in. There'll be some traffic changes and stuff if you're at